We're continuing with Math 125 Gateway questions, this time question number 44 out of the pool of questions 41 to 50. Again, this type of problems out of this pool require multiple use of either chain rule or chain rule and product rule and quotient rule. In here, one way to solve this problem, we're taking derivative of h of s equal to big parentheses s plus 2 to power 3 times 2 minus s, to the entire thing to power 3. One way of doing this is just going with how the format is right now, and that is when I'm looking at this format, I see that there is an outside function that is to power 3. Then I observe that the inside function is a product rule. So let's take the derivative of outside function. So how do I write it? As h prime of s is equal to, so derivative with respect to s is equal to 3 comes down, the outside function is to power 3, the entire thing to power 1 less than 3, which is 2. Then what happens is that we put the inside function unchanged in here into the derivative of outside function. Then we want to take the derivative of inside function. Derivative of inside function is going to require a chain rule. So the first thing that I do is I put this in form of 4 parentheses. So when we put the 4 parentheses, remember that each pair of product, each product in the 2 pairs of product has to contain derivative. And derivative is respect to s. Derivative of the first one times the second one, first one times the derivative of the second one. And that is how we take the derivative of inside. The next step is to simplify each of these, to find each of these derivative. This derivative is a chain rule. The outside function is to power 3, so we'll get 3 times the inside function to power less, unchanged, times the derivative of inside, derivative of s plus 2 with respect to s is 1 plus 0, which is 1. Derivative of 2 minus s is going to be 0 minus 1. So it's minus 1. The very last step is to rewrite the entire thing, replacing each derivative of inside the inside function by its value. So we start from here and we rewrite 3 times s plus 2 to power 3 times 2 minus s to power 2 times big parentheses 3 s plus 2 to power 2 times 2 minus s plus s plus 2 to power 3 times negative 1. This is the answer, and no need to simplify. And I would like to give you another version of solving for this problem in a minute. We're discussing another method for number 44. Another method of doing problem number 44 is to rewrite this entire thing. So the function is this entire thing to power 3. Method 2, I rewrite the entire function. And how I do it is to use the exponential rules. Exponential rule for this one is I have one factor to power 3, then the entire thing goes to power 3 again, and so it becomes a product, first of all, to power 3, then to power 3, then 2 minus s to power 3. One more simplification, if I have a base to a power to another power, I can multiply the powers. And so I get s plus 2 to power 9 times 2 minus s to power 3. So the second method is using, if we rewrite the entire expression again in form of a product rather than a product to a power, it makes it a little easier to simplify and take the derivative of. So this is the second method that we use. Using the second method for number 44, what I see here is a product rule. And product rule that the first term is s plus 2 to power 9, and the first factor is s plus 2 to power 9. The second factor is 2 minus s to power 3. So as any product rule, I put into 4 parentheses, making sure that the first factor comes with a derivative in the first term, and the second factor comes with a derivative in the second term with respect to s. And so taking the derivative of that, the first term goes in here. Then second term is unchanged. First term goes in here unchanged. Then derivative of the second term goes in here. Replacing this first term is going to be derivative of the first term is another chain rule. Outside function 9, inside function s plus 2. I rewrite it as 9 times parentheses to power 1 less, and then inside unchanged. Then I take the derivative of inside, which is derivative of s, which is 1, plus 0, and I write it as 1. This part is unchanged, plus this factor is unchanged, derivative of 2 minus s to power 3, which is going to be derivative of outside, which is to power 3, inside unchanged, times the derivative of inside, which is negative 1. You can enter this in your gateway. No need to simplify.